Hi everyone, it's Mike here and I'm back today with another Halloween theme page in my Rogues Gallery collage journal. Okay, so we're back with the Rogues Gallery journal. So I shall turn to my October page that I've already done. So I did say I was going to leave this blank ready to do another page on this side, which I've already got my bits and pieces sorted out, ready to go. So I'll put the journal to one side for now because we can bring that back. I like to build the page independently first of all, using all my bits. So I shall reveal who my rogue is going to be in a little while. So I've got some bits and pieces. So I've got some washi tape, I've got some pieces of dictionary paper, I've got a scan of a page from the Graves Anatomy book. I've got an old piece of crinkled paper here. Actually, it's not crinkled, it's actually a digi-scan of a piece of crinkled paper, but I'm going to make it even more crinkly. And another piece of old paper, distressed paper, that's going to be even more distressed when I'm finished. A couple of small pieces of ephemera from an anatomy book, which is perfect. I've got my date ready to go. So this is going to have a few layers going for it this time, or this on this page. So I've got my edge scruffers, so I'm going to do practically everything, because on the last page, no, the last Halloween one, we did scruff the edges. So because this is the facing page to it, I kind of want to make it look as though it belongs with it, so that it coordinates and works with the page when you look at them both together. So with this being black cardstock that I'm using just as the mat, I'm getting black snow. Look at that, instead of white snow we're getting black snow. Just brush that onto the carpet, ready for the cleaner later. So this is a piece from a dictionary page. So I've got some vintage photo. I've already cut it to the right size that I want, but I just need to go around the edges. Now it's extremely delicate, and I don't particularly want to rip it, so I'm just going to go real gentle. You're not really going to see a lot of this because it is going to be matted and layered with something else. Okay, so there's that one there, and then I've got my piece of Deakin from, I'm not sure what set this was from. I think it's from Tim Holtz Abandoned from a few years ago. So we'll go around the edge of that. That distress ink is a bit more juicy. Yes, it is. So we'll use that one instead. I think that one was practically on its way out. There we go, that's more like it. And then I'll just give it a light scruff. I don't want to go too mad. It's surprising, just with a little addition, dear me, it's one of them days today, isn't it? I'm going to end up with distress ink all over my hands if I don't clean that off soon. Okay, so glue, and I'm going to glue that directly down onto that bit there, so we can start the matting. I've done that the wrong way around, haven't I? I have done that the wrong way around. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry. Let's just flip that over. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days today. That's it. And then we can come back in with that distress ink. I'm getting ahead of myself, that's what it is. There we go. And now onto the back. There we go. So we're starting the matte and layering process. So there's just a little bit of a black border all the way around. Okay, that's fine. Right, so we've now got our other two backing pieces. So again, I want to do exactly the same thing. So that's already kind of distressed a bit there. So let's just make it a little bit more believable. Just a bit more curly. Perfect. And then we've got the piece from the Grey's Anatomy. Now actually, that piece I could have done with, let's just see, have I got a lighter foam? No, these ones are dark ones I've got here already. So let's just see if I can find a new one. If I can remember where I put them. There we are. Okay, so I just need a new handle. And in here I've got antique linen. So, and it is a fairly old antique linen, so I'm not sure whether or not it's going to be juicy enough just to give me that kind of old papery look. All I'll have to do is just blend it with the vintage photo really. And it's just down the one side. Again, depending on the camera, is whether or not it's subtle enough to be able to pick that up. I'm hoping it is, but if it isn't, then I'm sure it'll pick up in the photos at the end. Give that a quick clean, and again, I'm just going to scruff down a couple of the edges for no other reason than we can. That's it. Okay, so these two beauties I'm going to lay just at a slight angle onto the background like that. I want to build up that kind of layered look of different sheets laying on top of each other. I've also got this piece, which is just a scab of a piece of old paper, and I'm going to use that to mat underneath the actual rogue character for this month, or for this other Halloweeny page, so you can guarantee that whoever it is going to be a real rogue this month. along with my Undertaker's Apprentice that we've already had. And again, just want to scruff round just to give it that little bit of authenticity. We may even come in with a little bit of a rip or a tear. Okay, so that will go down onto the page round about there. Maybe just lift that up a little bit. So about there. Okay, but before we do that, I want to add a few little pieces of washi. Just for a little bit of colour. So probably about there. Because when that piece goes down there, I'm going to be able to see that just poking up underneath. We're going to be able to see the background paper from there. I'm just going to twist that a little bit, that's it. And then bring that one down here. So actually that washi is at the wrong kind of angle. Luckily, I think what I might do actually, I might just put some glue on these and then I can work out the angle to slide it underneath, can't I? Or is that it? Do you know what? I think that probably is going to be about right. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Just that little bit there, and I can add some more later on. Okay, so let's glue those down, but not right up to the edges. And then I can just flip that over. But a tiny little bit on the washi, because I don't want it peeling off. There we go. That cluster's starting to come together really nicely now. That washi tape's definitely not going to ever lift off. Okay, so I've got some of my anatomy pieces. So again, they're old anyway, but these are Digiscans. So this is from one of those books where I had different layers, and you flip the layers back, and each layer revealed a different aspect of the anatomy. So I'll put that up there, just shy of the top, just so you can see a little bit of that backing poking through. And then we can set our rogue going in there. But I want to add a little bit more washi tape just underneath there before I do. So do I stick with the same washi tape? I think I'm going to. And I'll just follow the line. just going to go up and over there a little bit. That's it. So it just adds a little bit more visual interest there. Okay, so time to reveal my rogue for this this page, and of course with it being Halloween we've got bits of anatomy going on there, so it has to be Victor Frankenstein as played by Peter Cushing. It had to be, didn't it? Just had to be. So Victor Frankenstein is my rogue for the second page for this month. We'll just bring a little bit of that vintage photo in. Just add a little bit of sepia to it. Just gently bringing that in into the background and leaving his face almost monotone again into his shirt to leave the skull. Just bring that colour in and just go around. Yeah. But I also like to add just a little bit of metal embellishments onto my projects wherever I can, which is why my journal's got a little bit bulky. So for this one I'm just going to add, because we've layered the bits of paper, what look like bits of anatomy reference material, and I think we can get away with just adding like a file paper clip, maybe the smaller side. Yeah, I think that's going to work really well on the page. Haha. Right, so let's get them glued down. So we've got that nice grungy mat, and again I'm just going to twist the photo slightly. Now normally I don't do diagonals, but for this one I shall make an exception. That's it, just give it a twist. Pop the paper clip on, and that's ready for gluing down now, I think. But before I do that, I also want to tuck this other little piece underneath. This is one showing the muscle structure, because obviously Victor's in the process of harvesting for his creation. I was tempted to actually do the monster as my rogue, but I thought, no, let's just stick with Victor. Okay. That and the fact that I like Peter Cushing, I liked him as an actor. I love the story about when he was filming for Star Wars as Grand Moff Tarkin, the big baddie, and he wore his slippers on set, so when he's in uniform and you see him in the film wandering around in his uniform and he's barking orders and shouting at Darth Vader, he's actually wearing his carpet slippers. But you can't see them off screen because it was more comfortable. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Apparently he was a lovely, lovely man. There we go. Right. So let's get some glue down. Put some just around the paper clip just to make sure that it doesn't come off. And again, I'm not going right up to the edges because if we do decide to tuck something underneath, then it's a bit easier. Right, so that's straight with the top. The washi tape there. Now I've got one tiny little piece of ephemera here. It's got a skull on it. I can't even read what the text is, but I like it because it's tiny and it just fits in. So let's just put a little bit of a blob. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck it under there. Right, just need to hold that down for a second. And then I'm just looking around where ah, there it is. Almost missed it. Okay, so I've also got Tim Holtz's Curiosity sticker book. I'm liking that where it says apothecary, and I want to add that to the page, so I'm going to put it up there. Or do I do it so it's just tucked underneath there? Do you know what? I think I'm going to run it down there. Just tucked so it's in line, I think. Yeah. Okay. The distress up. So we've got 10H for Halloween. And another piece of washi, I think. What did I do with the roll? Or was it rolled on this there? Look right in front of me. Can't see for looking. So we'll add that down onto the bottom there, just at the bottom of the photograph, and then run that across like that. And then I can add a little bit of glue just on there. Just enough, I think. Come on, that's it. Sticking to my fingers. And then I'm going to place that just under there, like so. And I think that is going to be it. I don't think I need or want to add any more to that project. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in some clips. I don't think there's a big enough reach on there now. I might just hold that down. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think one of those clips is big enough either. No, they're just too small. That's okay. Right. So let's bring in the journal. So this is the page. So that sits really well, I think, with that other one. Their eye lines are both going that way as well, so that's really cool. But what I'll need to do, I think, is I'm going to need to have to clip that page on there when I glue it in, because otherwise it's just going to pop right off. So glue. Okay. And then that can go right in there. And then I'll bring my clips in. I want to hold those in place. Make sure it doesn't pop off. That's it. As much as possible. And then I'll give that a quarter of an hour or so. There we go. And then I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about a quarter of an hour and the page is glued down. So there we go. We have a fantastic kind of matching double page spread with those orange elements being mirrored on both sides, really. So that could almost be Victor as a young medical student and then as an older, more experienced bone saw. So there we go. That's my second Halloween version Rogues Gallery for October. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put that one together. If you have, please remember to give the videos a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. And bye from Victor's.